Hey guys, really quickly, this is Editing Nicole here, jumping in to say this next part I kind of noticed I seemed a little bit more quiet. So if you happen to notice that, it's because Adam was literally right upstairs above my head, and that's the first time we had tried me filming with him in the house. So I'm more aware of that now, so if you happen to notice it too in the future, I can, not have that happen. I'm more aware of it now. But I was curious, have you guys noticed little things like that during this whole thing going on, that you have more people in the house? Have you been making or seeing changes like that that maybe you're not aware of till later? Yeah, just found that out. Enjoy the rest of the video. Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be diving into the makeup that you guys wanted to know about. You wanted to know what I was reaching for the most during quarantine, and there's been some variety because, like I've mentioned before, I am trying to plan ahead for my quarterly Boxycharm review. So some stuff is going to be very, very familiar to you because I genuinely do try all of these products behind the scenes. But some things I am reaching for less, and some things I'm reaching for more. Let's jump into it. Something that I've noticed I'm reaching for less is maybe some loose powders. For convenience and speed, I am reaching for more compacts for after setting down my foundation and concealer. It's that immediate thing that I have to do where I take either this or a sponge and go right under the eyes and just start really smoothing everything out. This product from CoverGirl is great for that. This is the CoverGirl Advanced Radiance. I go back and forth between this one and the Trueblend. I think the Trueblend is where I really loved the formula before, like years ago, and then I started going cruelty-free, then CoverGirl went cruelty-free, so I could jump back into it. But I feel like the formula, at least for this compact, has changed, so I've been reaching more for the Advanced Radiance. These are powders that I have always liked, but mostly in the past they may have been like a piece to put in your handbag. I have been reaching for these so often in the mornings getting ready because it's fast and easy. Because I know a lot of the world is bored, but I'm not that girl. Right now, working from home full-time, doing YouTube with you guys, and the house stuff. There's more to do here now because more dishes, more people, more sounds, all this stuff. So I just want fast and easy, and these have been way easier. Some of the base face things that I've been using, you're probably familiar with from seeing me start my day with them in the intros of these videos. But I am trying to use more up of the Somerville Bio-mimicking peptides. You guys saw that in the intro of the Fast Get Ready With Me that I did today's face with. And I think I like this. I've been kind of going back and forth between this and the Kypress that we got from Boxy. So I'm still trying to make the decision of like, do I like one better than the other? I feel like this one leaves my skin a bit stickier, a bit tackier, which can be good for the foundation, but I could also see it kind of giving me some drawbacks. So I'm still working my way through that one. I believe I got this from the last Ipsy that I got, and I almost gave this away, but I wanted to try more skincare, I guess, from Ipsy. And this is that very medical looking under eye serum. It comes out with this very thick consistency that you put under your eyes. I think it depends on what I have been using for my skincare first before I put this on, because some days when I use this with the Somerville, there is a slight tingling, almost verging on burning at moments sensation with this when I wear it with this one. But if I use, I think the Kypress, I don't feel that. But it's also hit or miss, so I just kind of feel like it, like, you feel it while it's trying to like activate and then dry down and then it goes away. I'm monitoring it, and so far it's not making my skin get inflamed, break out, have any bumps. So I'm still kind of piecing my way through some stuff. Some days it doesn't do it at all. I'm trying to figure out what is that one thing that makes it happen. You guys know I love the CoverGirl Olay Simply Ageless foundations. I have 3, but right now I've been going back and forth between 2 shades, the shade 250 Creamy Beige and 240 Natural Beige. These are the 2 foundations that I have really just been using a lot, mostly because they give me a nice coverage, so I feel like I'm put together in the mornings for my work day or for doing whatever it is I'm doing that day, but it doesn't make me look too much. Whereas I love the Milani Conceal and Perfect, but it's such a high coverage that I feel like that's like, I don't know, if I'm wanting to do that extra step to really get that full beat going. But this is more natural. So I've been reaching honestly more for this during quarantine than this. And as you guys probably have noticed, I've been using the Colourpop concealer a lot. And I talked about it in my last video where I was kind of showing me my pan. This was practically panned then, and you saw me this morning being like, should I use something else? Should I use this? I want to finish this up. So I delved into my Colourpop No Filter Concealer. My shade is Light 16, and it is something that I really love for brightening under the eyes. I think it does a beautiful job, and when this is gone, I've got some more stuff to use up, but I could see myself purchasing this again in the future, because this is like, what did I tell you the other day? Like my 4th or 5th tube. It's so good. And I've got some other stuff in here that I love, but I've kind of been reaching for that a lot more during quarantine. I don't know if it's because I feel like I'm using up something that I enjoy during this time, if it's because it's inexpensive and I don't feel bad still using it all the way up. I don't know, but I'm really loving it. Also, from the Boxycharm pop-up, I've been reaching for the Becca First Light Primer. You guys see me using this a lot. I just like to dab it on my face and smooth it in and go. I've been reaching for this more and much less for any pore filling concealers, right? Or not concealers, primers right now. I think that's mostly because it's kind of like that extra step that if I know, I don't know, maybe I'm going to be out and people are going to be seeing my face up close, that's when I feel like, oh, I should really do that extra step to cover those pores. But again, working from home, quarantine, I don't really feel like, one, I want to use up some of the product that I'm making good progress on both of those, so I don't want those to just be gone when no one else is seeing my face that close. But I'm also looking for ease of use in the morning. Like I've told you guys very recently, I have been really busy. I'm not having that downtime that a lot of people are having. If anything, I'm revved up, I've got more going on. So I'm wanting to eliminate extra steps in the morning too, but I still like to have my makeup on. It makes me feel very productive when I start my day. So this is really the only primer I have been diving into. For brows, I have been diving into a very quick pencil just to kind of like get the shape going, because I let you guys know I'm working on filling up this front part of my brow that is having a shedding season. And I've also been diving back into the BrowBar. This is the True Glam Brow Makeover Kit in the dark tone, where I've already let you know. Hi Pan, how you doing? I've used this so much. It helps to give me the color and tone that I really need for my brows, because the pens and pencils tend to make me look a little bit more gray browed than dark browed. Powder, I feel like, is what's giving it that darker, richer look to them. Pencils are great for filling in and kind of like building out the shape, but as far as the color tone goes, even when I've tried to use my chocolate dark brown Anastasia Beverly Hills pencil that I do have here in my collection, I feel like it's not giving me that richness that this powder can give to these brows. And if I'm doing some Zoom conferencing, I need my brows to match my hair. They're still seeing me, you know? For bronzers, I've been going back and forth for, I mean, essentially face powders in general, between bronzers that are like individuals and my Tarte Clay Play palette from Boxy. Honestly, the Tarte Clay Play is probably the one I reach for the most, because there is some variety in colors, because I like to use this more muted, cool tone in the center to act as a little bit of a contour on those days that I know I've got a busy schedule and I don't have time to do the full contour with the Tarte Chisel palette. But you guys know I love this, and I have done this during quarantine on camera days for you guys, because it's a great product for building out that cheekbone and kind of warming up the face, giving it some nice shape to it and structure. I love this, and I do reach for this a little bit during quarantine, but this is the main one that I've been reaching for, because I can achieve that contour with these bronzers and then warm it up a little bit to kind of give it a little bit more blend and smoothness and really warm that whole face up. But if I'm not reaching for this, I am reaching for the number 7 Maple Bronzer that I talked about the other day, about reaching so much pan on. This one I've also used as a like contour bronzer in the past as well, where I started out with a more chiseled brush for contour and then get a bigger, fluffier brush to warm up the whole face. I've done all of that with this too. So it just kind of depends on what fastness I need, which one's closer on top and which one I can just go with. But these two are awesome. And what I like about this one as well is if I really don't have a lot of time and I just need to get going, I can jump into these shadows to do a neutral eye look very, very quickly, put on mascara, and get onto my video conferencing laptop, whatever I gotta do right now. And the mascara that I'm reaching for, Do you have a guess? Put in your guesses. Think about it. The Essence/Princess right now. I haven't even opened up the second one yet because I guess in my head I've just decided I am using all this one up and then moving on to the next one, especially during quarantine right now. No sense in having so much open. This is the Volume Mascara. This is the pink one. A lot of you have told me you like the purple one too. The next one I'm going to open up is the green one because I already have that in my collection. And I think that one is like my favorite. It took me a while to get the green one. That is the False Lash Effect. It's still in the cellophane. I feel like this is going to be my reward for finishing this. It's like, this is my vegetables and this is my dessert. But they're both amazing. They could both be considered dessert, for the record. I'm either doing an Ofra highlight during this time or the Becca. And I talked about the Rodeo Drive Ofra highlighter the other day, so I'll be linking that right up here. So be sure to check that out if you missed out on my last video talking about pan porn. But the Becca one is what I've been wearing probably the most. I'm wearing this today, and I feel like even if only thing I put on my face is a little bit of foundation, maybe a smidge of concealer, brows, because we need them, a little bit of bronzer, and this highlight, if I just do that, I can feel like I have enough on my face that I feel like I can be efficient through the day and I'm still a boss bitch and I can move forward. Do you know what I mean? Like, that gives you that little extra confidence. When I have just a totally matte face, which a lot of my products are matte as an oily skin girl, I feel like I just kind of look muted, one note, like a flat pug face. Pugs are probably way cuter than me without the mine highlight though. But this Becca Champagne Pop highlighter always adds that little bit of life for me. It's that extra lift. It's that highlight that gives to the eyes and the face that beautiful luminosity that makes your skin look glowy, and it doesn't overpower unless you make it overpower, which, let's be serious, obviously I do. Look at all that pan. I love this a lot, and I feel like my makeup's not done until I at least put a little bit of this on my face so I can feel like I've got that nice skin look. This gives you that nice skin texture look, even if you have rough texture, because I do have some texture to my skin. This looks so smooth, it really masks that texture, and I think that's why this one for me is so good. And for eyeshadow palettes, like I said, I have been really taking my fourth quarter review very seriously. I almost curled my hair this morning, but I couldn't make myself get up that extra 20-30 minutes to do it because I did stretching this morning, as you guys saw. But I have some eyeshadow palettes here that you guys know I've been working my way through, and today I did one on camera for you. And I feel like my eyeshadow today may have ruined my whole makeup look, at least in person. I don't know how it's going to translate on camera. Right now it doesn't look too bad in my viewfinder, but let's talk about the Hello Charmer palette really quickly. I'm not going to spoil the quarterly review for you, don't worry, but I'm going to give you a thought on what happened this morning. This morning I just delved into this, just like I have for all the other times that I've done intros. Like, I did a full look with just this Tartelette palette. Tartist Pro Remix palette, that is. And then the other day, the Fenty Beauty palette only. So today, it only made sense to do the Hello Charmer palette. Okay, so let's talk about this. I really liked the shade Premium. I've done that before in my crease just to kind of like build out some coverage, put down some powder, then into Cup of Joe because that is a nice color. It's like a peanut buttery tone that is matte that you could just spread easily through the crease. Again, no problems. And then I was like, okay, you guys want to see color. You've told me that in the comments. So I was like, well, I still wanted to dive into Swipe Up again, but I've already done that. I hadn't touched any of these other bold shades. So I touched into Full Size. That looks very blue in the pan. When you get it on your finger, ooh, the iridescent purple tones that come through are stunning. And I thought, okay, like what I can tell from the consistency on my finger, this shouldn't need a glitter glue. We can just tap this on the lid. It might spread, but if not, we'll just tap. Then things went crazy. I would say that the color for this is stunning and beautiful, and swatched it looks so good on your finger. On your lid it is beyond chunky, that I don't even think a glitter glue, if I would have used it in hindsight, I don't even know if it would have worked well with a glitter glue. I don't know about this shade Full Size because it just kept being so patchy. I would lay it down and then it started looking chunkier, and I had to really do some cleanup work, which, you know, I am not afraid to do. I will clean up the mess down here with my beautiful brushes that I keep on deck at all times. But it just wasn't looking right, and I knew once I had a full wash of that color all over my lids, I was like, It just wasn't a look I wanted to deal with all day. So I was like, you know what? I like a little bit lightening to the inner corner. So I went over here into Pop Up on my finger, and then it was Crumble City. As soon as my finger touched my lid, everything was crumbling between the Pop Up shade and the full size shade. I don't even understand what part of that made them both crumble, but they both crumbled so fast. And I have used Pop Up before, spread it all over my lids with my finger as I did this morning, and it has never given me that much trouble. So I've got to go back to the fact that full size was probably that factor, that you're not supposed to put anything on top of it. But I didn't like that for the whole lid for me. In the middle of the beginning of the day, it's like not even 9 a.m. Like, come on. So I was like, no, I can't do that all day. So I wanted to add in some Pop Up. It's okay right now. I was able to smooth it down, and then I went back in through the crease just to kind of like blend stuff back out, because everything started getting patchy at that point, and I was so disappointed. You guys saw the intro. It went through really quickly, but I gotta say, I'm not loving the shade Full Size, honestly. Charmer was way better than Full Size. And Swipe Up, even though it's this gummier, loose consistency, still did better than I think than that, but it's so pretty. But I have to tell you, if you love that color, don't fret. The original Jaclyn Hill palette has a color in there that I think is almost the same. It's just not as shimmery. It's this tone right here. I've used this on my eyes before, because as soon as I saw Full Size on my eyes, I was like, oh, I've done a look very similar to this before with this shade from the Jaclyn Hill palette. All right, on my first finger from the Boxycharm palette, this is the shade Full Size on my first finger. Right here, it's a little bit warmer. It's a little bit warmer from the Jaclyn Hill palette. This is the Boxycharm palette, but they look different here, but on the eye, they look really, really similar. Wasn't expecting to do this. Ooh, you know what, swatch? They don't look that different. Honestly, why did this spread so much better on my hand? This is the Boxycharm shade. This is the Jaclyn Hill shade. The Jaclyn Hill shade, way more opaque but less shimmery, I guess. But yeah, as soon as you start to put out the Full Size shade here, it starts to really thin out. I don't know, it doesn't have as much fallout on a hand swatch as it does the eye though. The eye was crazy amount of fallout. I don't know, live and learn. So I've been trying this, but I had really only been using the shades before that I knew I liked. Now that I'm delving into other shades, a little less impressed with this, not gonna lie. The Fenty Beauty palette, I let you guys know I've been reaching for this a ton. But also something, if I'm needing an easy eye look, I talked about this in my recent pan video. I have just jumped back over here into the Leave Your Mark palette from Tarte that I've had for a couple of years now. This is a beautiful, very fast, very easy eye look that it is neutral. Yeah, so it may seem a little boring, but when you've got a fast, busy day and you just want to have on enough makeup to get through it, sometimes this is all I need to just feel like I feel put together. I feel like I'm ready to get the day going. You follow me? Guys, this is a lot of the makeup that I have just been reaching for during quarantine. I do try to mix it up. Like today I was trying a different lippy that I haven't tried in a while, and I jumped back into the Christian Dominique Lemonade Gloss Fur on top, and that was a lot of fun. But as far as consistency goes, these are the things I've kind of been my staples during quarantine. But I am, as you've seen, tried to mix it up a little bit, and it also depends on what my day looks like. What does the week look like? All of those things. But I do feel better, I can tell you, when I've been working from home for a while, but anytime that I know I am going to be really busy at work, I don't know what it is, I feel more ready for the day if I have my makeup on. So even if it's just these basic staples, a very easy eye and going, it makes me feel good right now. What are you guys doing in the mornings during quarantine that you're doing to make yourself feel good? It doesn't even have to be makeup. Is it skincare? Is it morning stretching? That's something that Adam and I are going to try to get into a little bit more, some more meditation, things like that. Thank you guys so much for going through my quarantine makeup with me and hearing a little bit about what I am using and what I'm not using right now, and stuff I'm trying behind the scenes for upcoming videos. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're all doing well and you're all feeling healthy. Happy thoughts to all of you guys. And if you happen to be new here, hi new friends. I hope you take a quick moment to hit that subscribe button down below so you don't miss out on all of the fun, loud, weird, unique videos I do every single week. Bye friends.